This week, from February 6th to 10th, students from across Canada are here to lobby on the Hill for our vision for universal, transformative, and free post-secondary education. Cette semaine-là, on est sur la colline afin de revendiquer pendant notre semaine de pression notre vision pour un système d'éducation postsecondaire inclusif et complètement gratuite.
It did feel like the MPs were on board and were willing to advocate. So it wasn't a hard no, but it wasn't a yes, definitely.
Donc, il y avait certains membres du Parlement qui étaient plus ouverts à écouter quelques-unes de nos suggestions, qui eux-mêmes font face à la dette étudiante et ils voient vraiment à quel point cela est un frein sur l'économie canadienne.
They believe that is a real problem for Canada to have a broken post-secondary education system. However, a lot of MPs and senators don't see the post-secondary education system as a priority in their political agenda.
I found the most common thing within some of the members of Parliament and Senate is they were pushing towards picking one or the other.
We've also received a lot of pushback in the meetings that I've been in around including international students under this model of free education. The other thing that I think that we're receiving some pushback on is, you know, people are listening a lot when we talk about the post-secondary student support program, but again, aren't holding the government accountable.
When my ancestor signed treaty in 1874, his name was Watpe Moussis. He sat down with Alexander, the Lieutenant Governor of Manitoba, to sign Treaty 4 under the understanding that education was a treaty right. Today I had the opportunity to sit down and to have a conversation with our Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Throughout the conversation, I had asked him questions specifically about the PSSSP program, which is the post-secondary student support program for Indigenous students. I hope he left remembering who I was and remembering continuing and not just listening to what I had to say, but reflecting and understanding that and hoping that he can take that with his next decisions pertaining to our budget.
I think they like to speak in very broad platitudes and are very positive when it comes to portraying an attitude about a vision for Canada that includes students and youth, but when it comes down to it, they are still very non-committal when it comes to actually taking action on things that matter for students and youth.
The senator that I was meeting with, who, when I was talking about how in the 1960s and 70s tuition fees in Canada were nominal, and he said to me, well, you know, we're not going back to how things were. This really speaks to this sort of limited imagination or limited appetite for change that some of our decision makers unfortunately have.
He kept saying that he believed that students need to have some skin in the game. But the thing that I think he is missing when he kept reiterating about students needing some skin in the game, you know, is that for a lot of low-income families, they have more than skin in the game. They have their hearts, they have their whole body in the game that has been in the game for their entire lives.
Bottom line, students and youth deserve more from government than lip service. We deserve a government that not only talks about youth issues, but commits to real action on the big issues that we're facing today.